Hi everybody, it's Jacqui and
Susan.
how are you all? I just want to say that we've gotten a number of requests and people asking where we've been because they really look forward to us and our little Thursday Thoughts at 3.
Carpool coaching.
Yes, so we apologize. We actually, just so you know, we are in our inner circle right now. That's why we are sitting close and we have masks. We are very confident of that, but again, unless
Family. Become family.
Exactly. But again, unless you 100% know where somebody's been and how they've been socially distancing and taking care, we would never suggest this. It would be masks, social distance, and wash your hands for 20 seconds, singing happy birthday twice. So Susan, what do you want to talk about today?
I don't know. I'm feeling like there's so much going on in the news, and I feel the stress. And I know everybody else out there, we don't know what's going to happen in our world. I think it's the unknown that creates the anxiety, and you're having people giving us different messages.
So, you know, it's interesting. Maybe this is a good topic for today. How do people, Americans, people all around the world, because what we're having now is global similarity crises. This isn't just in our little communities or in the United States. I mean, we're all dealing with COVID, financial, children getting back to school. How do we keep abreast of what's going on, but yet keep it out of our daily lives and a stress factor enough so we can function? Because I think that's what I'm hearing with my clients. I'm sure you are too,
and
right?
how to stay grounded, and how to, and I think, with everything swirling around us, we have to consider the storm. I always talk about the hurricane, the storm, and the eye of the storm is the most calm place. So where can we find the eyes in our own storm?
Oh, I like that. Where do you find the eye of the storm within ourselves during these tumultuous times?
Right.
Susan, that's a really good one.
Thank you. Yeah, we usually wing these topics. So
yeah, we have a good topic, and then we just we go with it, because we do talk a lot during the week about so many different things, and what our clients are talking about and what their needs are. So I know for me, and I do sometimes what I tell my clients not to do because I'm just so busy during the day. You should not wake up with the news, and you shouldn't go to bed with the news. And unfortunately, I know it's bad, but I don't get to watch it during the day. And I need information, and I don't want to be interrupted during the day. So I do turn my phone off. And that is another thing I tell clients and myself to do, is not to be interrupted by social media. And unfortunately, now part of social media is CNN's reporting, and you get it on your phone. The New York Times, I mean,
everything. I sign up for the Buzz news feed, and I'm constantly getting updates, but I try not to engage too much. And I do try not to engage at all in social media when people share posts that are triggering. Either way, I choose not to engage in it.
Right, I hear you. Well, that's true. And I know when she says either way, we know we're talking political, because that's really big right now.
Right.
And
I don't want to go there.
No, we're not. We're not. What I was going to say is, if you find you get triggered by social media and people you care about, and you don't understand how they could be so polar opposite to you, just unfriend them or unfollow them for a little while. I mean, that would be the best piece of advice.
Right, to hide your
comments.
comments.
A little bit, whatever that is, because you don't want to go there. That is upsetting. And even if you have to take 5 minutes of calming yourself down, 5 minutes is really 20 minutes in the world that we live in. And it's an energy sapper.
It is. And then when you're stuck in this energy, the spiral, the hurricane, the tornado, you're free to observe, but don't get absorbed into it, because that's when you get absorbed, that's when chaos begins. So again, finding the calmness. And I think, meditation is always one way. And I know it's so hard for people to meditate. Some people say, oh, I can't do that. And it doesn't, meditation can mean just setting boundaries for 1 minute. Turn off your phone 1 minute, shut the door for 1 minute, be with yourself, be present with yourself. Think of, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel, at that moment, and observe it without judgment.
Yeah, it's very true. I have a very busy mind, like most people. But speaking
the monkey mind?
Oh, yes, the monkey mind. And I have just started for the last week and a half, and I've tried it a few times, but this is the most consistent I've been, meditating, because it is a muscle that needs to be retrained.
Yeah, it's a practice. It's called a practice because you have to practice it.
It is a practice. And I don't want to say it's work and labor but you know what? It is worth it. I am actually finding, I personally start my day with that while I'm still in the place of calm where I haven't allowed the outside world to come in and intrude upon me. And I find it does give me a calm for the day. I react less and I'm less reactive. So it's actually both.
Right. And, you know, also when you're in your own mind, in your own space, there's a lot of awareness that comes to you once you shut the monkey brain, you know,
right, exactly.
That inner negative talk or you know, the inner wisdom comes through. And I think it's so important to shut the mind, but observe what comes through the mind.
Right.
Accept it, learn from it, you know, and that's why I do active meditation. The whole idea of journaling and drawing is a form of meditation as well.
Correct. Well, that's part of what I did. I decided that I start my day with me, because then I never feel like me is being put aside. So that's what I've been doing now. I meditate, then I write in my journal.
And you go for walks.
And a gratitude. And then, where I used to be an inside trainer, obviously I can't be indoors anymore, and I don't work with a trainer because I don't know where they've been. But outdoors a lot, no matter how hot it is. If I get out by 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, I could be sweating, it could be disgusting, but I'm done. I've done the things that nourish my mind, my heart, my soul, and my body. Get in the shower, begin my day. And I know that's not good for a lot of people, but if you can figure out even mini versions of that, run with it.
Right. I mean, you know, the first thing we all do is like either turn on the news or go on our social media and, you know, and read what the latest thing is going on. And there's also social media, I guess, comparison. You know, all of a sudden everybody puts the highlights on there and you're like, oh, well, look at this person. They can do that. And like, why not me? So there's also an energy drainer. So turn off, don't rush onto your phone in the morning, you know, get that first glass of water in. Don't watch the news. Take time for you, because that me time is very, very limited.
Oh, it sure is. And especially going back to what's going on in the world today, trying to keep up, knowing that, you know, it's 100 days away from voting. A lot of people are really in tune to what's going on, not just with COVID, which unfortunately is very rampant right now. And look with the federal government just bringing in troops in the cities because of the, they call it rioting, or, you know, the dirtiness of what's going on. I mean, it's ugly to see what's going on.
It's scary to see what's going on. So the fear of not knowing
is very hard.
Is anxiety producing.
Absolutely.
And because, you know, it's a lack of control. If you don't have control.
You know what, even as we're talking, because I started to become meditative, thanks to Susan meditating more, I'm actually, as we're talking about it, I'm starting to feel my gut.
Yeah.
And I never was so in tune. So we're going to move away from this topic because it's not a good one, but that's the point.
And body-mind connection is very important. If you feel the stress in your body, know it's time to shut it off. And what breathing and meditation does, it does the opposite of what anxiety, the adrenaline rush does, right?
Yep. See, I'm trying to practice what I'm preaching, and I did not expect this to happen as we were talking, but it's actually kind of probably a good thing.
Yes.
Because that's the point. So
being in tune and to becoming aware. Awareness is the second step to making changes. You know what the first step is?
Becoming
willingness, willing to make the change, by willing to be open and becoming aware.
Yeah. But I'm still breathing because I'm still feeling it.
Breathe into your belly.
I'm not even listening, unfortunately.
Breathe into your belly.
I'm doing belly. But that's the point. How do we remain informed and not let it get to us? Because these times I don't think we've ever experienced.
No, we have
like
not.
this.
No.
So, and not to mention, I'm just going to go into one other area and then we're going to go. But the poor mothers and fathers now who have children with school and have to go to work, or even don't have to go to work but were never taught to teach and homeschool. I mean, there is just so much going on that the only thing Susan and I could say is, even if you can grab a few minutes in the morning and somewhere in between the day, you cannot forget yourself. Because if you picture a cup that's full, and if you're full of everything else, you run over. The
Right.
cup runneth over. You don't have enough to give anybody when
Right.
you can't even do something for yourself. So take those few minutes to nourish yourself somehow, to be a little bit better version of who you were yesterday because you're in such overwhelm. So you can be there for the people you love.
Yeah, and you know, so we use the metaphor of, you know, driving a car. If you're the vehicle taking your family places and you run out of fuel, you can't do anything for them. You can't take them anywhere, so you need to refuel. So take those few minutes to yourself to refuel so you can, you know, be focused and pay attention and see what you really need to do to help you and your family.
Absolutely. Susan, thank you guys. We're going to get going because that's part of our day, keeping to the 10 minutes and now moving on. So everybody, you have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful day. If you can practice something we've discussed or you understand or feel what we're feeling, please write in the comments. We would love to hear from you, and we will be back again next week. We promise.
Promise. Anyway, this is Susan Greif, creative transformational expert and healing arts professional.
Jacqui Atcheson, divorce coach, marriage mediator, and divorce mediator, but everything peaceful and calm in your relationships in life, no matter where they go. We look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great, awesome, awesome day.
And
Bye. Peace out.